Hello and welcome back to my new IGTV series on the laws of the universe. I'm Paul, but you probably already know that. And today we're going to talk about the fabulous law, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Now that's quite a mouthful, isn't it? But don't let that put you off this vital law. Now, remember the previous video when I said that all these laws work off of one main principle, and that is simply energy is? Well, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy decrees that this energy moves into form, through form, and back into form again. Energy is constantly in motion, and all energy eventually manifests. Now, I gave the example briefly yesterday of ice, water, and steam. In fact, look at this glass of water I have, right? The glass itself is sand whose energy has been altered to appear as glass. And that's exactly what happens to the water if I take energy away from it by freezing it. It changes. The rate of the vibration of the atoms and molecules slow down to a point that the liquid forms one solid block that we call ice. Now, when I add more energy back in the form of heat to it, the rate of vibration of the atoms and molecules speeds up, and we once again have liquid water. But this time, if I keep applying the heat to the water, eventually it begins to evaporate as steam, ether, or air. Now, this is a perfect example of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy in operation. Energy just is, as we keep saying, and it flows from a higher to a lower potential, formless to form, idea to item, thought to thing. What this law means to you is that you have the power to change your life at any time. All higher energies consume lower energies. So no matter what's going on in your life right now, by adding a higher thought form to it, you consume it and allow it to be changed. The beauty of this is it's not me being all motivational and artificially pumping you full of go juice. It's the law. Late great American philosopher and my first real mentor, Jim Rohn, put it beautifully when he said, your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. Now, if you don't like the path you're on or the current circumstances of your life right now, you can change it. And as energy moves from a higher to a lower potential, all you have to be able to do is think of the change you want, then hold that thought in your mind. As you hold that thought in your mind, you start to really build an image of what that change would look like. How would your life change? What would you be doing throughout the day? Who would you be doing it with? What conversations would you be having? Where would you be having them? What would you be wearing? And so on and so forth. The more detailed you can make this image, the better. And we move to the slightly more tricky bit. You not only have to keep focusing on this image you desire, which is difficult when all around you is so good at pulling you back into its narrative, but you have to, as Neville put it, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This means you have to feel now how you imagine you'll be feeling if you had that lifestyle currently, the thing that you're imagining now in your life. And you need to do this without forcing it. That's another law that we'll cover. The good news here, though, is that positive thoughts and feelings have much more energy than negative ones. So you needn't worry too much if you find your attention wandering briefly back to where it once was. Just reframe your mindset, refocus on what you want. Initially, this will probably happen quite a bit, but like all things, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Now, although we're focusing on one law here, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, we have also briefly incorporated a few of the others we'll be going over in subsequent and following videos. And that's because, as I said on the introductory video, all these laws work in conjunction with each other. That's why it's so very important that you have a little knowledge of them all. By remaining ignorant of them and how they work, it's far less likely that you'll be able to affect change in your life, at least to the degree that you potentially could. This is also why some people who really get this have such significant results in such a small space of time. A client of mine recently, Fletch, got this very quickly and was able to utilize this and the other laws to such a degree that he was able to make incredible shifts in his life within a few short weeks. Remember, we're dealing with energy, which not only has intelligence throughout, but sits outside of space-time in an infinite now. That means it isn't subject to our physical laws, such as linear time. Although we move through this perceived physical law and measure things by how long they take, energy doesn't. And as such, if you're really able to accept this and incorporate it into your belief system and act on it, you too can shift and change very, very quickly. How do you do that? Well, that depends on how reliant and addicted to your ego you are, and is outside the remit of this short video, to be fair. But if you are really interested in that and would like the kind of result that Fletch and so many other of my clients routinely enjoy, click on the link in my bio to book a complimentary coaching call and we can run through that pretty simply. Now, just before I leave you, I want to give you a couple of questions to contemplate. One, what life condition do you want to change right now? And two, what would you change it to? Go through the process I outline in this video and see where it takes you. And let me know. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me for this, the first law, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please share this video for me so we can really spread the word. Any questions? Pop them in the comments below, and I'll see you in a couple of days for the next lesson. But for now, take care. Bye-bye. Get on with it. Bye.